This session is today's session will be recorded. So if you missed anything in the YouTube, even you can follow today's live session, right? So that will be available in the chat window for 20 days. So you can run anytime within 20 days.
Attention. Okay, you tie in CSAP. Okay. Okay, so we have a lot of CSAP attention here. Let me find the best one. Yes, for Microsoft. Install it.
So he wanted to install this plugin. Can we give us a try? He's searching it as C Sharp. And this is the way that we have to access plugins, extensions we call it another name. So I'm going to click here and I'll type C Sharp. Then when I enter, like he is getting, we also getting huge number of extensions for C Sharp. I'm going to click on the first one. Maybe this is the one that he is talking, because here you can see with the plugin with the extension you can see the developed company, right, or developed person, right? So here you can see kite and there are many things, and here you can see Microsoft, right? So that is what he is saying. Download the plugin. Yes, the icon itself it is showing it is the correct one. Download the plugins which is uploaded by Microsoft, right? So he wanted us to install this, so you can click on this install, or maybe this install, right? So I'm going to click on the same install as he did, so that you can't blame me saying that you clicked on the wrong one. So that is
Yes, it have it installed.
why that happened so fast here. Right, so it says installed, and in our case it says enabled globally, and if we're getting uninstalled, that means that is already there in the PC, right? I guess we'll see.
Successfully on this PC.
Yeah, it's loading in
Oh, no,
his
no,
case.
downloading.
But we didn't get these kind of things. Let me check. Do we have anything called output? No, right? So we don't have such thing called output, and we in my PC it was not loading at all. But I can see there are some codings they executing. I mean, it's kind of enabled. Okay, we'll keep watching and we'll see the end result. It's loading in his PC, I guess. Yes, downloading external
Yeah.
files.
So here, when you see the finished message, that means you have just installed the successfully attention CSAP for this tool. Okay, cool. So now open the browser and install the .NET Core. I tie in the .NET Core here. Click on the
Let me search it as it is .NET Core, right? So I will search it as .NET Core. I'll go here. I'll say .NET Core. Yes, we're getting it. And let's go back and see which one is uploaded.
first link. Okay, scroll down here. And I'm using the Windows, so I select the .NET Core for Windows. Download in the SDK here.
.NET Core for Windows. So here we have Windows, Linux, Mac, and here you can see the video they have. I mean, he is uploaded in 2019 March, right? So it's almost 2 years back, right? So the interface and everything now changed, right? And here you can see 5.0, it says recommended, but in his case it is 2.2. So maybe there is a huge update. He's saying us to download the SDK. So download .NET SDK 64. So we'll download this, and it's 141 MB, right? So till it's download, will play this.
Okay, finish. Click on that .NET here. Run. Install. Okay, installation successfully. Close this one. Okay, and now back to the tool. Okay, so now I will close this one and try to open it again to refresh. Okay, so now here I will select the Explorer. Click on open folder here. So now I will create a new folder. My name is uh, PS code or something like that. Select this folder. Okay. Okay. So this one will be the working space for the new project we are going to creating. Okay. So now here I'm going to create a new .NET console.
Alright, so we'll pause for some times, and our software is also downloaded. We'll install this now. And when you install, just double click is different, and we have, if you right click and say run as administrator, that is different, right? So double click mean you just double clicking and installing it in the traditional way. If you right clicking and selecting run as administrator, that means you giving the full privilege to install the software. Okay. So better will run it in this way. We have no option, we have to say install, and let me check. Great. So he said something, but I guess it is he read successful, right? So that is successful. Now I'm going to close this, and can you remember what he did after this? Restarted, right? VS Code. So we'll rewind it and play it back.
Fully close this.
So you want to hear is successful?
Okay, installation successfully.
Successfully, okay. So that is the Chinese way of saying successful. And then
Close this one. Okay, and now back to the tool. Okay, so now I will close this one and try to open it again to.
so he wanted us to close this and reopen it again. So I'm going to close this from here, and we'll reopen it again by double click. Where is that? Here. Okay.
Refresh. Okay, so now here I will select the Explorer. Click on open folder here. So now I will create a new folder. My name is uh, PS code or something like that.
Right. So he wanted us to have a separate folder to store the project files. So I'm going to click on the open folder as he did, and I'll select my location, maybe this, and I'm going to select create a folder here. and we'll name it as access 286.7, right? 280.67. Okay. So there's, I don't think there will be an issue in the name. So I'm going to go with 286 and 7 and select folder. Maybe that is the one he's also doing.
Select this folder. Okay. Okay. So this one will be the working space for the new project we are going to creating. Okay. So now here I'm going to create a new .NET a console application by using the Visual Studio Code. Okay. So here you can see if you click on file.
Right now he is going to create a console application using C Sharp. Right, in C Sharp we have two type of applications. I mean, one saying Windows Form application, one is saying console application. The difference between those two, in Windows Form application we will find the interface GUI. There will be physical buttons where you can click. In console application, that is what we're going to try today. I mean, in the module, which is a console, where you will find only in the text, right? Like Java, you have to design things, and the final output will be displayed in the CMD or terminal, as you're going to see, show us. Still, we are in the middle of the video. We'll play it and see.
File and new. It will only create new file for you. Yeah. So it will look different with the Visual Studio, and here we have to using the combination of the terminal and also the editor here. Okay. Okay. So here you go to the view, integrated terminal.
Let me go and check whether I have terminal enabled here. Okay. So you also get having this terminal. Terminal means almost like CMD, right?
Yes, here. And now you have to tie in some of the text here. .NET .NET new console, enter. Yeah. So this command will create a new file in the program.cs file here.
You type .NET new
Enter.
console, right? So we'll go back here and we're going to type .NET new console. That is what, right? Yes. Now if I press enter, data are getting created, right? So we moving towards success, and it says okay. So files are succeeded. It says.
Yeah. So this command will create a new file in the program.cs file here. You can see in the left browser. Okay. Click on this one. Yeah. So here in this file we have some the code base.
Let me check whether I have that file. Yes, and my one is different. Okay, so he created, maybe selected maybe this program.cs, and these are we print coding in C sharp. So we have to say console.writeLine and say something here. In Java we have to say system.out.println, and we have to type something here, right? Right. So whatever part that we missed in the installation, it's happened in our case. You see, downloading package.net code debugger. So we'll see here it says output, and we'll give sometimes it's 45,000 KB, means somewhere around 45 MB. Okay, it says finished. Right. So now, so this is the project that we didn't create this. Automatically it goes there, and the namespace is saying ACC 286 which is the project name. Right. So whatever project name or whatever file name that we gave for the folder, that became as a project name. Now, maybe we have to say yes for this message, and we'll refer the video and say that.
Okay, it says the hello one. Okay, the required access to view and debug are missing from the visual code assumption. Yes.
Okay, he's also doing yes, so we also say yes.
Yeah. So here it will auto, because for now we are using the uh, the .NET Core SDK version 2. So when we create new project here, it will automatically restore the necessary asset for our project. And back to previous step, if you are install the .NET Core version 1, so you have using the command to store the to restore the necessary asset for to run the project. You have tie in .NET, sorry, into the .NET and restore. Okay, for and execute this command. But here we are using the .NET Core version 2. No need to tie in anything here. Okay.
So as I understood, that is not that clear, but as I understood here, restore something showed me in the previous message, right? So if you got any issues in while you running the project after building, you can restore back to the original position and you can start rebuilding it again, right? So to restore it from to the back, you have to say maybe that you can see restore succeeded, and if you want to after building, if you want to come back to the same stage, you have to type that code that he typed. So don't no need to type that in our case because we didn't start building yet, right? That is maybe that he said. Okay.
Okay, now, so now we have, now we are going to run this application. We tie in .NET and run, enter. Yeah. So you can see here it is displaying the hello world message.
Right. So now we're going to run the program, right? And I'm translating. I'm going to run the program by saying .NET space run. So we'll do that here and see dot net, right? .NET space run. Okay, so we're getting hello world, right? So if you're getting hello world, that means the coding that we have in the top is working, right? So now we can customize with any codes and we can run this, right? So we'll go back and
Okay, so now I will try to edit the content in the console right here, and let's try. Just save it. Okay, and run it again. Yeah. So here you can see the new message has been printed out.
his enter key will not last long, I guess. He's pressing so hard. Okay, so we'll go back and modify the code here and we'll run it again. We'll say uh, first C sharp project from batch 286 and so on. And if I want to run it again, we have to uh, type .NET space run. So maybe using what do you call CMD, we can navigate into the code by pressing the arrow keys. So I'm going to press up arrow to select this, and I'm going to press enter. Yes, we're getting first C sharp project from batch something, right? Maybe that's all he wanted to show us, right? It's almost at the end.
Now to the Terminator window. The one from Tianfu. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all for today. And after you finish this video, you know how to use the Visual Studio Code to work with the CSAP console application. Okay, I hope this video will helpful for you, and let me know if you see any issue. Bye bye, and see you later.
Okay, so it was working for us. We're going to give a compliment saying like, and I'm going to say thank you. Well, I have to say right. Thank you was working. Leave a comment. I can subscribe his channel, but I'm maintaining my YouTube channel with most relevant contents. But if you have to give him a compliment, you can give him a subscribe, right? So you know how to earn in YouTube, right? So they will be earning by. I don't think there was any ads in the middle, no. So by ads they can earn, right? So you should have at least 1,000 subscribers within 1 year. You should have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So today we have watched 7 hours, 7 minutes. It's like this. People should watch 4,000 hours, right? So if you achieve these two criteria within 1 year, you can apply for AdSense or monetization, I guess, right? So you will be under monitoring, and once they approved, they will give you advertisement to publish in your video. So while they playing your video, there are some advertisements will pop in the middle, and for each advertisement you will be paid. So that is how we can do. That is how they earn using YouTube. Right. Okay, with that Chinese guy's help, we reached up to this level. Now we're going to do some interesting things here. Uh, we'll declare two variables and we'll see how that is working. Right. So we'll say int mk1, int mk2, and total. We say can't exactly remember, but we'll give a try. I'm going to close this and I'll zoom this a bit, and we have to keep this to run. Right. If I close, I can get it back from terminal, but we'll see. And I'm going to say mk1 equal 50, mk2 equal 60, and total equal mk1 plus. And then how to run this? Uh, can you remember what was the printing code? Can someone help me in the class? What was the code that to print? I deleted it. I can go back, but if you can remember one of the in the class, I can type console dot write line. Yes, okay. Console dot write line, and I'm going to say total here, and I'm not going to say anything else. I'll just say total, and if I want to run, we have to say .NET run. Yes, I'm getting 110. Successfully executed our first brand new project. Right. Okay, now we can modify this. How can we modify this? We have to say within double quotation, I'll say marks 0, 1, and using plus, I guess we have to mk1, and I'm going to say console dot write line, and I can say marks 2 space plus mk2. and then I'm going to say console dot right line again, total plus total. Now we'll run this again and see when I press .NET run. Yes, so those are working properly. I'm going to have a semicolon here. We have successfully achieved the right. So I'm going to run it again by saying .NET run. Yes, these things working in a proper way. Now we can extend this by adding if conditions and some other stuff too. Right. So I don't want to drag this and for long. Uh, I want you to write this project by referring the video, or you can even I can give you this coding, or take a screenshot and I can upload this down. What I'm going to do is nothing to copy. Right. Any doubts? We have 10 now in the class. Who is joined later? Safra and Jayakant Kavi. Okay. So any doubts? Uh, can we give a try? I mean, can we give a try on uh, creating a project in this way? Right. So can you remember uh, if I want to create another project, if I want to create another project, what are we going to do? How can I create another project? And if I close this window, how can I take it back? We'll go and go to view and we'll click on the terminal. So this will be open again, right? And how he created the project, he said .NET new console, right? So can I have another window here? New window. Okay. So we can have multiple windows here, right? So by referring this, I'm going to write there, right? So by referring this, I'm going to write there. Give me a minute. There's a call. I'll attend and come back quickly. Right. So we have to say .NET new console, right? And we have to open the project file and we have to say, so after saying this, or maybe all these supportive files will be generated, right? So can we give a try? So we'll minimize everything and we'll go back to the same location, and here where is that? Okay, so this is the project file. Here you can see we didn't create this much of projects. But everything is got created automatically by running that command, right? So I'm going to create another project here. I'll have a separate location saying C sharp, right? Or we can say yes, So we're going to say that C sharp here inside batch 287. I'm going to say this here batch 287 and I'll say C sharp, right? So I have a project saying C sharp and I'm going to say uh, project. Now only we know this name will impact in the project title. So I'm going to say project 1. Let's I'm going to say project 1 and using your VS code I'm going to select. I'll say open folder and I'll go and select access 287 C sharp project 1 and I'm going to click select folder. Right. Now we have selected the folder. Now what I want to do is I'll go back and check what we have entered the first thing. This is the first thing that you have to enter in order to create a new project. So we have to say .NET new console. We'll say that in the terminal and see, right? So we'll go back here and we'll go to view and we're going to say enable terminal and I'm going to type something called what .NET new console. So I have to say .NET new console and when I press enter, yes, so these things are getting created and it got created and when I click on this program.cs I'm getting my default program. So by removing this you can create your project, right? For this message can you remember what we clicked, right? So it's asking maybe to build the debugging, right? So debugging mean to execute the file there are some components to be created at the backend. So it's saying do we need to create that, so we have to say yes for the message, right? So that is how we ending up in getting created. There are many files, supportive files, and all what we need is done, I guess, right? So now if I want to run this program I have to say what I have to say, scroll down and see .NET run. So I have to say .NET run. So when I say that this print whatever we requested to print is getting printed, right? So that means we have successfully created the project. Now you can have any codings that we learn in daily, right? Whatever we learning every day can be applied here, right? So without downloading 21 GB software we have achieved the same result together by installing third-party plugins, and we have to thank that Chinese guy, right? Okay, so that's it. I wanted to have today, and I had a doubt in whether we can achieve this, so I wanted to go for an alternative, but finally we did it, right? So I want you all to do this in your PC, and I want I want you to say that it's working, right? And those who joined later, today's session is being recorded, right? So the session is being recorded. After complete today's session, it will take some times to compress the video, and the video will be available in the programming channel in 287 programming channel somewhere here, right? And uh, video can be accessed only for those who have access to this channel, right? So those who have here, those who here, they only can access the uh, uh, what do you call chat, right? So those who joined from previous batch, can I have your Bika's email ID? Mishalini, do you have any Bika's email IDs? And Nusrat, you have, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, can you type that in the chat? So I'll add you. Right. So I will add people to those who don't have access to this channel. I will add you to the channel. I need your email ID, Vika's email ID, and others. Can we add guests here? Yes, since you have joined as a guest, I don't think Mishalini, you're not getting any uh, chat facility enabled here, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I have your personal email ID? I'll try to attend and see whether it's working.
Yeah, sure, sir. Will send you.
And that's it for the day. Okay, received. Uh, any doubts? Anything to be clarified, or we can wind up the session? Anything to be clarified? I want you to try. I'm hearing my voice again. Okay. Uh, I want you to try this. First, install VS Code if you don't have one, right? And follow this video and install the plugin that they are asking, and the .NET small third-party application that they are asking you to download. That is also free again. And totally, it will cost around 200 MB, I guess, or 300 MB. Right. So you have to be ready before you downloading. Make sure you have 300 MB data available, right? So for PUBG we spending lot of data, so we'll spend for this too some, right? So do the same steps, follow the same steps, create the project, and run your first application by referring the picture that I attached in your chat, and you're going to send me the proof of this place. I mean, you have to run the program, and you're going to capture this part, and you're going to send me to the WhatsApp, right? Capture this part, capture this and send me to WhatsApp. If I send you this, you will resend the same thing to me. There are people, right? Okay, so I'm not going to send this. You're going to try and do it, and final output you can send me, right? Okay, then if no doubts, we'll stop for the day. Do we have anything to discuss finally? Last call? No. Okay, so let me stop the record.